Good morning, YouTube. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome back to another episode of the Rebuild series. We're getting ready to go train. We're going to do some overhead press today. Then we're going to do some more chest and back work. I'm feeling pretty good. 195.4 on the scale this morning. I think sleep was all right. So I'm hoping today will be a good training session. First half of the week's been really busy at work. So it's just been training work basically. So I think today will be slightly more, I guess, calm. So I'm looking forward to that, if I'm honest. Hopefully get a few more things done besides just work-related stuff. So that being said, we're gonna drink the pre-workout, get warmed up, get this day rolling, try and get 1% better, and see what we got. Let's go. All right, YouTube, let's get this training footage review underway from this Thursday session. So we've got overhead press as the main movement today, and then everything else is a little bit of extra chest and back workout, following the same kind of layout for this wave that we did last week. Not really a dedicated shoulder day, just wanting to do a little bit more extra chest and back work. So we went with the bike on the warm-up this morning, mostly because it's the day after our heavy squat day. We lunged and we did our weighted carries yesterday, and I could feel my legs pretty tight. The bike does a better job for me warming up. So we went 3 minutes on the bike and then did a few rounds of our kind of knee rehab, mostly because I could feel a little bit of discomfort in the knees, just a little bit. So just wanted to give them a little TLC before we got into our main warm up and squat of the day. So a simple warm up today: back hyper extensions and lying leg curls. We moved the pad a little bit further up our calves today. Normally I get it pretty close to my ankle, but where I discovered on the seated leg curl the other day how it hits my hamstring in a slightly different way, wanted to use that during the warm up today. Felt pretty good. So from there it was time to get ready to squat. I don't know who it is. I would like to meet this person, but somebody has been squatting around the gym, or at least using the rack. That is a giant. I have to move everything down 2 notches, and I'm 6'1", so I'm not the shortest dude ever, but I'm like, man, 2 full notches. I want to know how tall this person is. But we're going with the 5 count pause front squat today. I never really am too concerned about going all out on this movement, especially after the heavy back squat yesterday. This movement is selected more just to focus on getting everything kind of loosened back up, stretched back out. So we just kind of camp down in the bottom, move around and feel what I like to kind of see what hurts in a good way, to know, like, okay, what did we really use yesterday on the back squat, all that kind of stuff. But we do like to push on this move when we get the opportunity. But today we just went straight singles all the way through. 45 for 1, 95 for 1, 135 for 1, and then 155 for 1. So 155 is the best that I've hit on this variation during this training cycle. So next week will be the week that we look to set a new training cycle PR for that movement. From there, it was time to get prepped for our overhead press and chest and back work. So I mentioned on Tuesday's chest day that I've been working with a little bit of shoulder distraction to try and feel how, if that makes it feel better or worse with this kind of whatever issues going on with the right shoulder. But overall, I think it is helping. I'm continuing to kind of play with it. Nothing's getting worse. So we did narrow grip, kind of overhead, high touch, lat pull downs, and then cable face pulls. We did 2 rounds on all this before we got into the main movements for the overhead press. Set to 3 today. I will say strength was not quite there on the OHP. A little disappointed in that, but this is probably my weakest, I guess, just movement overall. I never feel like the strength comes in my shoulders. I've always been that way. I'm not sure what's up with that, but they never really seem to get stronger quickly. So we went 45 for 5, 75 for 4, and then it was into our working sets. 3 sets today as usual on the 5-3-1 program. 90 for 3, 100 for 3, and then the top set was 115 for 3 or more. The previous best that I would have around 115 was 5, I believe. So that was my goal today. I knew that, okay, we're probably not going to set a training cycle PR, but let's just match our previous best. But unfortunately, it just wasn't there. We got our three reps, and that was just kind of it. So not the best day, but we hit the weights and the reps prescribed. So we're going to hang our hats on that and move on. So from there, we went low incline dumbbell bench, supersetted with more V-bar lat pull downs. We went 4 rounds on the superset. What I was really trying to focus on here was holding my arms at a little closer to 90 degrees to stretch the pec. Everything was supposed to be volume based today, so we were just trying to have a really good stretch in the chest. So that's why we chose this superset. So we went 30 for 25, 40 for 20, 40 for 18, and 45 for 15 reps. I will say my chest feels pretty good. I'm really trying to work on some, increasing my range of motion and mobility in the chest. So I know holding it at 90 is not the preferred method, but it was just what I was doing today in a purposeful way. On the lat pull downs, we went 105 and 120 on the weight for 20, 18, 15, and 13 reps. The 120 for 18 was a training cycle PR, so pretty pleased with that. From there, it was more cable flies, just same thing, get a really good stretch in the chest, and I really like this kind of position, more of the middle position. We supersetted that with some bent over lateral rows to get a little bit of shoulder work in, and then tomorrow with arms, I'll probably do a little bit more shoulder work, I'd say. From there, it was on to get ready to lunge. Did our seated dumbbell good mornings. Everything's feeling pretty good with these. The hip shearing feels good and strong. The low back feels good. And then the leg extensions feel good as well. I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to challenge myself with those GPP moves because I think I'm about hitting another plateau. From there, it was off the lunge. Went 120 meters today. Legs felt heavy, but not bad. And I wasn't as wobbly today as I was normally on my post-leg day. Also remembered, I promised the team that I had to get bread going in early so we can complete an order. Totally forgot about that, so we had to run back to town, toss that in. Luckily, it didn't screw us too much. So from there, it was back to the house, do our personal development, and get ready for work. So been a pretty solid week. I'm pleased with the training. We've got our peak week kind of next week with the 531 program where we go for our quote-unquote heavy singles. So really looking forward to that. Overall, I'm pleased with this morning. I think we did do our thing of getting 1% better, and that's what it's all about. So we're going to wrap it there. As usual, I hope you get 1% better. I hope you're doing well. I hope you get some small wins, and I will see y'all next time.